Ascension in the ranks in scouting is a mark of achievement. It's a mark of achievement that stays with you throughout your adult life and forms the kind of individual you become as you mature, develop, and become part of the community in many different walks of life. Friends, meet Ayanna Yhap, an exemplary scout, and meet Melissa Townsend, Ayanna's mother, a guiding light. Ayanna is trying to become the first member of scouting in her council to achieve one of the highest awards scouting can bestow. It's called the Summit Award, right?
Yes.
She's done a lot of work to do this, and she's engendered a lot of support. And we want you to see her, and we want you to experience what we've experienced with Ayanna as she describes her project to achieve the Summit Award. First, let's talk about the project, then let's talk about the award, okay? Okay. It is involving feral cats.
Yes.
Tell us what you do.
I am building 3 cat houses, feral cat houses, thermal. So when it's cold, the cat has somewhere to stay. They'll be painted dark brown, so the community wouldn't be able to, I guess, visit them to make sure that these cat houses aren't damaged. They're more for the cats and not for the human to destroy.
Okay, so let's be clear about it. They're feral cats, they're not pets, and this is a place, this is a safe haven for them. And there'll be 3 of them.
Yes, there'll be 3 of them.
Okay, let's find out, what was it about feral cats, or cats in general, that drew you to that project?
Actually, my cat I have right now was a feral cat, so I kind of felt bad at thinking that my cat was out there cold and all this.
You took a feral cat and tamed it?
Well, no, we got it from Nene Cat Rescue.
It's a rescue cat.
Yes. And I guess they get the cats and they show it to be like a house cat.
This is really a giving spirit, isn't it? How are they built?
The cat houses, so that you get different pieces of plywood, and there's different ways you can make them. You can make a big one where it's going to be on the ground, but say it snows, you don't want the cat houses, you don't want the doors that they'll be there, you don't want the snow getting in and the cats be stuck inside. So the way that I'm building it is that it's going to be above ground with wood. So there'll be above ground, so say it rains or snows, there's nothing going into the cat houses, and the top will be slightly tilted so the water can slide off. And we're making the platform on top of it a little longer so the water doesn't get inside.
These are not prefab houses. These are not something you go into Home Depot and just buy.
No, we have to get the material and build it.
So you have to have some expertise in design and construction here.
Yes.
Did you design them yourself?
No, there's actually, well, we made fixes to it. There's an actual, you could look up how to make feral cat houses, but I put my own, I guess, spin to it to make it better for the cats.
And what does it cost to do that?
For one cat house, it's a little over $100.
Really? Now where do you get that money? You don't just pull it out of your pocket, do you?
No, I had to write letters to different lumber places, Home Depot. I went to Lowe's, but they actually couldn't give me it, so I had to go to different places and we had to write letters and ask them for donations.
Can you recall anybody off the top of your head who sent you a donation? No questions?
Yes, Wells Fargo. They gave us $250.
Really? Oh, that was a good start.
Yes.
And the houses go into action this coming weekend.
Yes.
All right. Now that we know that, and maybe you can help with this, Ms. Townsend, tell us about the Summit Awards. So Scouting's a lot different than when I was in it. So tell us about what that signifies and what it takes to reach that award.
Well, scouting, venturing is a little bit different than Boy Scouting per se, because it is made for, it's co-ed, it's for boys and girls, and there's 4 ranks in venturing. So summit is the highest that you could possibly get. And at this stage, they would definitely have to have at least 72 hours of community service. They would be CPR certified, and they would have to, again, do a project, service project for their community. It can't be a self-serving project. And by this point, like Ayanna, they have been trained. Ayanna is NYLT trained, which is National Leadership Training. And when they're doing this kind of training, they also have to mentor another scout. And in mentoring another scout, they're basically taking their position and training another scout in their position, which Ayanna had to do. And in doing that, they learn a lot about conversations and making sure that they're able to communicate very well. And that goes very far with them as youngsters and growing up and adulthood. So this type of training with our scouts at this age means a lot. At 15, 16, and 17 years old, it's exemplary for them. And trying to get this kind of award is not an easy one, but it shows them guidance. This means that, number one, they were reverent. They still have to find a duty to God, because it is a part of Scout law. And they follow the same things that Boy Scouts do, but they follow a team building exercise as well. And as they're doing this and they're moving forward, they have all the support they need from their fellow scouts as well as their leaders. And they do have a mentor that follows them along the way. And their leaders, like myself, although I'm her parent, I'm also her advisor. I have to step back and make sure she goes on her path. When she falls, I'm there to pick her up, but I'm there to pick her up as an advisor, not as a parent. So I have to let her fall, and her peers are there to help her by this point. And that's the difference. The Summit Award is an experience of a lifetime, just like an Eagle. It is equivalently as hard, and I'm very proud because she'll be the first one in Jersey Shore Council to receive this award.
What are the criteria that one has to meet in order to secure that award? How is it judged? How would your project be judged, and what would be the determination on something like that?
Well, there's actual pamphlet, just the same way that an Eagle project is done. She would have to go to an organization that's in need of a project that needs to be done. It couldn't be self-serving. Like, for instance, we're located at the American Legion. If they needed something, it would be legitimately that they would need it. Like, it wouldn't have to be self-serving like we needed something. If they legitimately needed a service project, we could do it at a school, we could do it at a church, we could do it anywhere that someplace would need it. We could do it even at nursing home, any place, playground, parks, anywhere that would need legitimate help to do it. But the scout has to want to do that project. It has to be something dear to their heart as to why they would want to do it. Of course, they would have to meet the rank requirement to have to get into that point. And then there's paperwork that they would have to fill out. They would have to know kind of how much they think that kind of project will cost. They would have to meet a benefactor, meaning someone who's going to receive that project, actually sit down with that benefactor, which in this case is the Nene Cat Rescue Organization, which is a non-profit organization. They're going to be receiving that project and then discussing it with them. They have to then sign an agreement that they're going to be the benefactor, and the scout would then be working with them At the same time, the advisor would also be accepting that it's okay to work with that organization, and that scout is okay to do that project. And then the counselor who's going to be working with that scout, that counselor is going to be that mentor that is going to be working with that scout along the entire way, is going to make sure that is also a medium to make sure that scout is working through the entire process, does not leave that scout's side through the entire process of making sure that they're able to fundraise, sending letters out to organizations. Now we still have to feed people while we're working, so we try to make sure that, you know, if the scout wants to go and fundraise, and they can fundraise on their own, but how are we feeding the people? It gives them a way to go out to the community and explain what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how are we gonna, you know, pull together.
Ayanna, Nina Cat Rescue. How did that discussion evolve? Did you go to them with the idea, or did you sense the need, or did they come to you and say, you know, we have this problem?
Actually, Fiona, who is the main person, her son, Nicholas Marinelli, is in my venture crew. And I was thinking of a project, and she was like, oh, well, my organization needs cat houses. And I was like, and I got a cat from you, so I mean, might as well build cat houses for her and help her organization out.
And will those houses stay out there permanently, or is this a limited time only?
No, they stay there. They stay there permanently.
And so, how long does it take to build one of these things?
I never built it yet, but we're trying to build these cat houses, and these 3 cat houses in 4 hours.
In 4 hours?
Yeah.
How many people working on it?
We still have a list, but we have 20 plus people helping us out.
My goodness.
Friends.
And this is all
crew.
from scratch, right?
Yes.
Now you'll submit it, and it'll go to a panel who will review it. How long would it take to find out whether or not you've reached the summit?
I have to get a board review. After my project's done, I have to fill out a little bit more paperwork of how my project went, how much it cost, how many people were there, and then I have to do a board review. Same thing as the Eagle has to do after the project's done. And then I would talk to them about that, and then I would get my award.
Okay, now Ayanna, I know Mom's an influence, a strong one, and so is Dad. But anybody could look at that and say, I don't want to do this. What's driving you? What is it that wants you to get all the way to the top?
I guess for me, my personal self, getting that to a higher level than everyone else. And my mentor, Rich Miller, he's doing a good job mentoring me, making me want to continue, get myself more organized, make sure everything goes along the right way.
What do you want to be when you grow up? If
That's-
you're not already grown up.
That's a good question.
What's your career path? Where do you want to go? I mean, you've got management skills, you've got communication skills, you've got construction skills, that you've got no end of skills. So
Yeah, so
where do you want to take it all?
I like the water, so I either wanted to be a Coast Guard or a marine biologist. I want to know what's out there more than going into the water and seeing those couple of fishes. I want to know more.
A lot of opportunity here. You wouldn't even have to go far from home.
I know.
So we hope we can reconnect with you when you get that award.
Okay.
Because I have no doubt you're going to get that award.
Okay.
And in the meantime, is there any message that you would like to impart on everyone, all of your friends who are watching this now?
I would just stay motivated, don't give up, don't listen to all the negative stuff everyone would have to say. Just if you have a goal, go for it.
What's the Scout is? Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Yes.
I didn't forget. But thanks for the coaching.
You're welcome.
Ayanna, it's a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Ms. Townsend, it's a real pleasure as well.
Thank you.
Best of luck. We will not overtly look for the houses, but we can anticipate that they will be well populated and that Nene Cat Rescue will benefit greatly out of this.
Yes.
Where are they located?
We're planning the Nene Cat Rescue.
In Ocean County.
Yeah, in Ocean County.
Yes.
Okay.
They rescue a lot of cats, and what they end up doing is they'll take the cats, they'll spay and neuter them, and the cats.
Release?
Yes, they'll end release, and if they're injured, they'll take the cats and they'll nurture them back to health.
Give them the shots
give
they
them
need,
shots.
and if there's some people that may want the cats, just like how I got my Reggie, my cat, we could get the cats.
Well, the next time you come in and you've got that award with you, then bring them too. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.